Welcome to another episode of the Dead Key Chronicles. This episode is brought to you by Coca-Cola. Only Coca-Cola gives you the cheerful lift that's bright and lively, the cold, crisp taste that deeply satisfies. It's no wonder that Coke refreshes you the best. This week, Detective Frank King has yet to uncover another mysterious death that has occurred during the cold and silent night in the town of Keygrave. The victim is Florence, a young and beautiful woman found dead, impaled on a large industrial machine inside an old warehouse. How did this fall happen? And what was our lovely young Florence doing inside an industrial warehouse so late at night? Stay tuned to discover how, as Detective King uses his razor-sharp mind and cunning wit to reveal the truth for the citizens of Keygrave in Florence in the Machine. Detective King enters into the crime scene through a warehouse door. Large and metal, it screeches and protests as it's moved. There, he sees the victim, 28-year-old Florence Clark. Wearing a red dress, her heels fallen onto the factory floor, impaled halfway down a large steel spike of textile machine, now all shut down. A truly gruesome sight to see, and not for the faint of heart. King walks up the stairs to the second level, where it appears Florence had fallen off. Give me the rundown here, Officer Patsy. What are the details so far?
Well, from the broken railing here, seems that Miss Clark must have been leaning over the railing when it broke, causing her to fall to her untimely demise.
When did this happen?
Well, between when the last worker left and the discovery of the body, it happened sometime between Friday 8 p.m. and Saturday 6 a.m.
I see. Were there any eyewitnesses?
There was one semi-witness who was allegedly outside the building when it happened, but he heard a commotion and ran in to see what was going on.
The name's Frank King. What have you got for us, Mr.
Piper. Sandpiper. Yeah, I heard music and some laughing last night as I was outside shoveling the last of the factory's garbage out the chute and into the bins. If I don't, vermin crows get to it. Makes a nasty mess, it does. Anyways, I heard the delightful laughs and the singing of a fresh young beauty coming from inside the old warehouse up on the second floor. I peered in through the window and I could only see the shadow reflected on the wall of what I guess was Miss Florence, because she was dancing around, you see. Anyways, couldn't hear who she was talking to, but she went from happy and singing stuff to screaming and shouting real quick. Then whoever was in there must have said something pretty smooth, but she was suddenly apologetic and romantic and stuff.
Well then, what happened?
Well, when I saw her shadow start to take her top off, I kind of ran to go sneak in and get a better look.
I see. How did you get in? All the doors were barred shut, except for the main door, and they certainly would have heard you move that giant beast.
Well, I know my way around the warehouses here, so I snuck around the back through a disposal chute. When I finally got in, the lights were off. No one was in there, and Mrs. Florence was dead. That's when I called you guys.
Didn't you hear the commotion when she fell?
Well, the chutes are closed on both ends, you see. Made of some really thick stuff. No one can hear in there, and I guess you can't hear out either.
Well, thank you for your help in this matter, Mr. Piper. We'll contact you if we have any further questions.
Sure thing, Detective.
Officer Patsy, I think it's time I got to work here. Send me a copy of the documents you get from this investigation, and I'll double-check them against my findings when I get back to the office later. There's some matters I need to attend to. An interesting mystery indeed. Should Detective King talk to someone who knew her? Get some history on the possible nature of the clues? Or go back to the office and see what dirt they have on Florence herself?